Arsenal are launching their second bid for Declan Rice. Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you love being kept up to date with daily Arsenal transfer news, this is a place where make sure you subscribe down below. We're up to 3,000 subscribers. I drop in the comment section your thoughts on Declan Rice to Arsenal. I'd absolutely love to hear it. Let's get straight into the story today, brought by FABRIZIO Romano, saying this: Arsenal's second bid for Declan Rice will be submitted in the next hours. It was never sent last week, as Arsenal remain calm, thinking that the player wants the move. Second proposal will be around 90 million, not linked to Romeo Lavia deal, no bid yet in that case. And this is exactly what we want to see as Arsenal fans, right? I made a video a couple of days ago saying it's got a little bit quiet. I know Arsenal were in for Kai Havertz, Arsenal were in for Declan Rice, of course, but nothing really materialising in terms of second bids. But out of nowhere, over the past 12 hours or so, it's been absolutely crazy. Bids. Julian Timber first, 30 million bid, rejected of course, but Arsenal went in from out of complete blue, dropped by David Ornstein and FABRIZIO Romano. Since then, we've heard about the Kai Havertz deal, potentially second bid coming in for 65 million. I'll be dropping another video on Kai Havertz coming very, very soon, so make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss that one. Again, as well, Romeo Lavia, we've stepped up our interest in him as well, and it's accumulated in this tweet by FABRIZIO Romano saying that Arsenal are submitting the second bid for Declan Rice in the coming hours, basically meaning ASAP. Could even be done by the time I drop this video, to be fair, by the time I edit this and drop this video, which is really interesting. At the same time, look what FABRIZIO Romano did here. Look, this might go under the radar, but look what he says. It was never sent last week as Arsenal remain calm. He's basically dunking on all the wannabe journalists that say, oh, the bid's already sent, oh, the deal's already done. Basically telling all those, like, look, calm down, the bid hasn't been submitted yet. Guys, remember this, right? FABRIZIO Romano and David Ornstein, they've got to the position they're in because of their reputability, because they're reliable sources. They're not going to tweet about a deal getting done or a bid being submitted if they're not 100% confident that bid has gone through. And now it seems as though FABRIZIO Romano is confident the bid will be made. Look, FABRIZIO Romano has reiterated this whole transfer, no matter how many Arsenal fans are going, oh, it might not get done, oh, Bayern Munich interested, oh, this or that. He's reiterated the whole time. Declan Rice wants to come to Arsenal, and Arsenal want Declan Rice as their number one target. He's reiterated this. That's why I've told you guys this whole time. Those who've been here from the start of the summer to now will know that I've said Declan Rice will be an Arsenal player. I'm confident of this. The player wants to come to Arsenal. Arsenal want the player. What more needs to be done? It's just about the teams ironing out a negotiation, ironing out a deal. The first bid, I came out and I said it was poor from Arsenal. A big low ball. We spent the whole week discussing with West Ham post the Europa Conference League final, how much money they're sort of expecting for Declan Rice, and we launched the 80 million bid. It was a severe lowball, man. And I was sitting there going, come on, Arsenal. Like, I know the player wants us, but Man City are floating about, Bayern Munich are floating about, God knows Man United and Chelsea might get involved as well. You're looking at a 5-6 party race for Declan Rice. He wants to come to us, but don't take the mick. Let's not sit here and start giving some lowball offers. Obviously, negotiate. That's what all about football is. Negotiate for transfers. But at least negotiate with a decent deal. And I think this is a good bid for Arsenal. 90 million plus add-ons, potentially taking it to around 100 million. With notable add-ons, potentially win the Premier League, Champions League, etc. Who knows? Let's see if West Ham accept it. Of course, I'll be dropping a video on that as soon as I found out the outcome of this potential bid. Regardless, I expect Arsenal to go for another bid if it is rejected. I think it's all about West Ham and Arsenal, right? Ironing out the finer details. I think we both know, Arsenal, West Ham, the fans, the player, that it's going to take round about circa 100 million to get Declan Rice to come to the Emirates. It's all about how we spend that 100 million, or how the installments happen in the pay, right? Because when we bought Nicolas Pepe for 72 million, let's not forget it was 4 lump sums of 80 million across 4 seasons. We're basically still paying off Pepe to this day. With Declan Rice, I think West Ham want more of the deal up front. They want more of the money up front. They probably want it in only two installments maximum. And there's also going to be ironed out details of the add-ons. I think Arsenal want to give extra money if we win the Champions League and Premier League. West Ham are saying, no, we don't want that. We want more money to be more assured. And even if it is add-ons, we want it to be more easier add-ons to obtain, like appearance bonuses and stuff like that. So I think it's all about negotiating that side of it. And look, those are the finer details. I think Arsenal and West Ham are moving in the right direction and are moving in the same direction as well. The player wants to move. Arsenal want to move. West Ham have reluctantly said we're willing to let him go. David Sullivan, their chairman's come out and said that. So a deal's going to happen for Declan Rice. I do think he will be an Arsenal player, guys. It's going to take some time. It will. And it's taken a lot longer than I expected. Definitely for Arsenal's second bid. Look, when West Ham finished the Europa League conference final, right, I think all Arsenal fans were under the impression, definitely I was at least, that a bid was going to be made instantly. It seemed as though we were literally just waiting for that Conference League final. It was a calm before the storm. As soon as that was done, as soon as West Ham lifted the trophy, Arsenal were going to go in for a deal and it's going to be hostile, and Declan Rice was going to be an Arsenal player in the next week or so maximum. It hasn't quite turned out that way. It's been a bit slower than other Arsenal fans were expecting, which is why it's been really frustrating, because we've been looking at it thinking, hang on a minute, Arsenal identified this player in January as their number one target. It's been confirmed since April, May that Arsenal will be going for Declan Rice this summer. Why is it taken now till 6-7 days past the transfer window, 2 weeks past West Ham winning the Conference League, for us to really look at it and mount a real reputable bid for the man? Look, only Arsenal will know, only Edu, Arteta, Vinay, Richard Garlick, only they know why it's taken Arsenal this long to submit a second bid. Who knows? But the main thing is, let's get it over the line. I think Arsenal do want to get this deal over the line quickly. It's always a benefit to get deals over the line before pre-season. We saw last season, right? Jesus came in early, Zinchenko came in early, even Fabio Vieira came in early, and we hit the ground running, man. Did really well in pre-season. Actually beating Chelsea, I believe, like 4-0 or 4-1 in America. And then obviously translated into the Premier League with a brilliant start there as well. We need to do something similar. Declan Rice needs to be over the line early. I've said it from before. He's our number one target. Declan Rice is the roadblock. I've been really surprised that Arsenal have launched bids for Kai Havertz and Jurriën Timber alongside the Declan Rice deal, because it's very risky, Arsenal's approach. Let's not lie about it, because Declan Rice was worth £100 million. That's how much we're willing to pay for him, it seems, right? That is half our budget, more than half our budget. I don't expect Arsenal to touch anywhere near 200 million, to be honest, this window. So that's more than half our budget. If we're spending that much money on Declan Rice, he basically is a massive chunk of this transfer window. If this Declan Rice deal falls through, our whole window is just completely changed. Because that's a £100 million player that we've got to then go, hang on a minute, he's going somewhere else. We've got to replace him with other similar players. Do you get what I mean? So it surprised me Arsenal for taking so long in this Declan Rice deal. Something tells me that they've got assurances this deal will go over the line, because I'm not being funny, right? If he's our number one target, he's worth 100 million, and the player wants to come to us, I would not be sitting around faffing about waiting a week to submit a bid, knowing Bayern Munich, knowing Man United, knowing that Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City are on our coattails. Trust me, I would be much quicker on the bid. So something tells me, I've got a funny feeling, I've got a sixth sense that Declan Rice to Arsenal has already been, not confirmed, but as in like it's been given a gentleman's agreement, it's going to happen. It's just about ironing out the deals. So that's why I think Arsenal taking slightly longer than people would have expected, and would have, and that's why it's got a lot of Arsenal fans frustrated in that sense. But I do think the deal's going to happen, guys. I do think it's genuinely going to take place. The thing that just is kind of puzzling to me, right, is Arsenal's approach is much riskier than I would have assumed. Look, in previous seasons, Arsenal have been quite risky in spending 50 million for Ben White, 34 million for Aaron Ramsdale. But it made sense to me. Why? Because we didn't have Champions League. We couldn't attract the top names in that sense. Despite Arsenal being a massive football club, we know that the Champions League club is going to have a more likelihood of getting these top players over Arsenal. If Arsenal went in the Champions League this season, there's no way we're getting Declan Rice. Absolutely no chance. So I understood us getting Ødegaard, Ramsdale, Ben White for that amount of money. They weren't proven players, but they were potential players, and have actually turned out to be really good purchases for Arsenal. Now we've got Champions League. We still remain a massive football club. We've come second in the Premier League and mounted a title charge against a team that's just won the treble, the best team in Europe by a country mile. We're one of the most attractive teams to come to in Europe. There should be no doubt in our mind that we can attract genuinely 99.99% of players on planet Earth. Maybe the Mbappes, etc. we might not be able to get, but genuinely anyone else we could bring to Arsenal Football Club. There's no doubt about it. Of course, if they want to leave their club. So I don't know why we're going for these players like Kai Havertz in that sense, like 65 million on Kai Havertz. We should be going for these top caliber players, man. Top caliber players. And we should be spending the money really like it's our last window. Because this is the time to kick on if you're Arsenal, right? Because Liverpool are going to be back. We already know they spent 34 M's on Alexis McAllister. That's a really good signing for them. Chelsea we expect to improve. Newcastle will improve. Man United will improve. Tottenham can't get any worse. So you're looking, you're thinking, if you're Arsenal, right? You've got to improve as well. Because if you don't move forward in football, you're moving backwards. I said that about Leicester last season, right? Leicester didn't make the right signings in summer. They thought they were going to be safe. They thought they were going to be alright. And look what happened. They got relegated. They're playing Championship football next season. Don't get complacent in football. So if you're Arsenal Football Club, great. You finished second place in the Premier League. Great. You mounted a great title challenge. But it's not enough. You've got to keep fighting. You've got to keep going for these top players. And I want to see us get Declan Rice over the line ASAP, to be completely honest with you guys. Just get it out of the way. Get out, so all the mental, like, kind of psychological impact it might have on Arsenal fans, having the Arsenal board is gone. The players over the line, our number one target's in the door. Then we can start looking at these other players, the likes of Kai Havertz, like of Jurriën Timber, etc. Players like that. I still want to see us get someone like Caicedo, to be honest with you guys. I've said from the start of the window, I want Caicedo. It seems Lavia's the alternative. Look, I wouldn't be against us signing Lavia, but you know my thoughts. If you're spending 45-50 million on Lavia, it's a risky purchase. It's a purchase I would say alike to the Ben White deal, to the Aaron Ramsdale deal. Not a deal you need to make right now. If we won in the Champions League, perfect. I like it. We're in the Champions League now. Knock at Moises Caicedo's door, knock at Barber's door at Brighton, De Zerbi's door, and say, we want to take Caicedo from you lot. I know Chelsea interested. We've got Champions League to offer. We want to give you the money to get Caicedo. If you're spending 50 million on Lavia, you might as well spend 30 million more on Caicedo. That's my opinion on it. I know it's not as simple as that. I know money doesn't grow on trees, but do you get what I mean in that sense? Partey could potentially leave. Xhaka could potentially leave. There's a big overhaul happening at Arsenal Football Club. It's refreshing, but it's very, very risky. I'll put it at that. As always, make sure you subscribe down below my road to 3,000 subscribers. If you love daily Arsenal transfer news videos, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Please let me know your thoughts on Declan Rice to Arsenal. Do you want this deal to happen? Do you think the deal will happen? And what other transfer targets do you want Arsenal to sign? Drop a like down below so this video gets out to more people in the algorithm. And I hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.